Salute everyone out there. This is your man Mark Fuller, Free World Order. Another video archive before I get started on the topic for today. Thank you everyone out there who has been sharing these videos, watching the videos, supporting us, giving us feedback, replying to and commenting on the videos on Facebook and on YouTube. Also, thank you to everyone supporting us financially with a monthly contribution plan. We have plans available. As little as $1 a month can help us to achieve our goal of raising $1 billion through the Free World Order in order to build the first resource-based city in the world where no money will be used. Instead, we'll use the resources of our planet to provide abundantly for every human being in the city. That's going to be the blueprint for what we're capable of doing all over the world, ultimately providing for every human being on the planet, and not sparingly, but an abundant, high standard of living, which is what everybody deserves to have, not just a few. Let me go straight into my topic. Do you really have free will, or is it multiple choices? Do you really have free will, or do you actually have multiple choices? This is an interesting topic because so many people honestly believe, well, human beings have free will. You know, you have the will to choose. The ability to make choices is not free will. Free will means that you're able to create something because you desire to have it and you will it into existence. You can't be free if you're limited to the confines of an existing system or paradigm. In actuality, if you're existing within a paradigm or within a system, you're enslaved to the system by default. Now, whether that system is providing for you or not, that's a separate issue altogether. Because you can be confined to a system, but if the system provides for you and for everyone in the system abundantly, then you're really free to enjoy what that system is able to produce on your behalf. Now, let's compare that to what we actually have in the society that we live in all across this world. Mainly in the civilized, quote unquote, nations. We're living in a monetary system in civilized countries. That monetary system uses currency or money as a basis for obtaining anything that it is that you want to have. The laws are created around that money system. So if you go outside of the money system as far as taking money from a person or taking money from an organization or a business or a company, then you're considered to be stealing, because the laws are based on that monetary system. Now, let's just think about it for a moment. Stealing is based upon, usually, I'm not going to say in every case, because some people, of course, can just be greedy. They have more than enough, but they want to steal. They just might be a thief and they just enjoy taking shit. But for the most part, the basis of why people steal in the first place is because they are not given access to what it is that they need or want. So if you put a multitude of people in a condition where they are not given access to the things that they need to have, you will create a condition that will inspire people to steal in order to get the things that they need to have. So your free will, again, is based upon the choices that are available to you. So you can't choose from what you don't know. You understand? If you are only given A to D, then E, F, G, H, I, J, and so on, you don't even know that they exist, and you don't know what they are in order for you to be able to choose from those options, because those options are not exposed to you. So you really don't have free will. What you have is multiple choice based on the structure of the system that you're a part of. And since we're all a part of this monetary debt-based system that we're all living in, then we're all limited to the confines of this system as far as our desire to do anything. So you don't have free will, because if you did, you would be able to take a trip when you want to. You would be able to travel when you want to, without having to have a certain amount of something in order to exchange for that desire to do those things, which is what this system is. In this system, you can want to travel all you want to. If you don't have the money to pay for that travel, then guess what? You're not going anywhere. So you don't have free will. And again, I'm here to provoke your thoughts at all times. I want you all to think about the things that you say and understand what it is that you're actually saying when you say it. Just like people say, well, this is a free country. How is this a free country? Oh, because there's freedom of speech. There's freedom of the press. There's freedom to do this, freedom to do that. Okay, those are not freedoms. Those are the options that are available to you. So, in other words, you won't be punished by doing those things. But in essence, you're really restricted by the confines of the structure of this system that you're a part of, period. So you cannot go outside of that. And if you do, then you're considered to be a lawbreaker, and then you'll be dealt with accordingly. So, in essence, you are not free. You're not free. And on top of that, the system that you are enslaved to, that you're confined to, doesn't even provide enough for everyone. Collectively, people need and deserve to be provided for. All people deserve that. There's no reason why one person deserves it and another person doesn't deserve it. And in the system, they'll try to make you think, well, this person earned it. Okay. If you actually think about it, the odds of you becoming a human being in the first place is something like 4 trillion. 1 out of 4 trillion sperm become a human being. By you being born, you already earned it. So when you come to this earth, when you come to this world, there should already be in place a structure of provision to provide for you, regardless of who you came through, who your parents are. That doesn't make a difference. You are a part of the collective. You're a part of humanity if you are a human being. You are a human being, therefore you have already earned it. And again, this is something that you should be thinking about, because if you don't think about these things, you'll continue going on perpetuating and keeping this system going. See, this system is very limited. It's isolated and it's restricted, and it's keeping human beings from actually becoming extraordinary people on this earth that do extraordinary things, because we're limited to a system that keeps us chained down. You're not free to express your thought and your brain power. One, you're not given access to healthy food immediately. The food that we're being fed is modified, and there's all type of different chemicals put into it on purpose to keep people from thinking. They don't want you to think outside of the confines of this system. Why do you think the food is set up the way that it is? They are chemically putting you into a coma. The chemicals that are put into food on purpose, they reduce the ability for your brain to function the way that the human brain would function if it was fed a healthy diet. When you're fed a healthy diet, your brain is receiving the nutrition that it needs in order to flourish. This is how people that are considered to be so smart come into knowledge and information, is because at some point their brain is functioning at the optimal level and shit just begins to appear that is solving some type of human problem. And that's how we come into inventions, creations, and things that people discover that wasn't known before. It's part of the evolutionary process. There's a plan in place through this system, and this is another reason why they want to keep the monetary system in place, because the few evil people who created the system in the first place want to be able to control the entire population, and they're doing a hell of a job. And you all, when you come into this information, don't take my word for it. Look into it for yourself and think about it. Like, start using your brain. Put the weed down and use your brain a little bit. Put the liquor down and start using your brain. Don't drink anything. Drink water and start using your brain, and just see what actually comes into focus in your brain. Logical thought will begin to manifest, and you'll begin to question all of this shit. Anyway, let me end the video on that note. So again, free will does not exist. Not in this system. You have multiple choice. You're able to choose from the options that are made available to you, period. And you cannot choose outside of that, because you don't even know what else is available. It's just like if I don't come on and talk about a resource-based economy and a resource-based system that we all can be a part of and benefit from, you all won't even know that that's a possibility. Mind you, the information is already out there, but it's not being pushed out and perpetuated enough. I'm just one person speaking on it and talking about it. Buckminster Fuller talked about it. Jacques Fresco talked about it, and then he actually built a foundation for us to do it and to execute the resource-based economy using technology, science, and information that is available right now. 78 years of work he put in. This is why I'm behind the Venus Project. This is why we're raising $1 billion in order to build that first resource-based city, because that's going to be the blueprint. It's just like anything else. You started off with the first one, and then it continues from that point on. And there is no better system than to use the resources of the earth that we were given by the creator of the earth. The force or the power, the God, whatever it is that you want to call it, that created this planet, made the planet provide abundantly for us. It's already here for us. You see what I'm saying? Money is just a prison that keeps you all enslaved and locked into a box that you can't get out. Or you're becoming its part of the labor force to keep the money system running. And as long as you continue to do that and you don't think outside of the confines of that system, You're going to continue to be a slave. Your children will continue to be slaves, and it will just perpetuate itself the way that it already has been. It's going to be more crime, more violence, more wars, more poverty, more homelessness, more hunger. All of this shit will keep going on. We have to interrupt and short circuit the system. Well, how do we do that? For one, by thinking. That's why I provoke your thought. I get you thinking about stuff. And if you can't make logical sense out of things, it probably doesn't make any sense. And if you can question the system, you can begin to question, well, we know that this system is not working for us, so what's the solution? Resource-based economy. A system that will provide abundantly for all people. There's no other way. One religion is not the answer. One nation, one country, one powerhouse nation with the largest military, that's not the answer. Your politicians are not the answer. Money is definitely not the answer. Money's the problem. And that entire monetary system that was created by a group of bankers, the same people that created the banks, international banks, they're the same people that create money today still. They're the beneficiaries, the sole beneficiaries of everything that money is able to buy that you see around you. All the resources, all of the land, everything around you that you see that can be purchased, they're able to get access to it because they create money, they control money, and they control you. Let me get off of this. I'm out of here, Mark Fuller, Free World Order. Make sure that you like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and get yourself a monthly contribution plan so that you can begin to support us financially to help us reach our goal of raising $1 billion for that first city. That first city is key. Key. I'll put the link also in the description box below to add me on Facebook. Connect with me on Facebook. I'm going to start Facebook Lives at some point in the near future. I don't know exactly when. I want to do it, and I want to dedicate myself when I do start it. So I don't want to start it and then, miss timed when I'm supposed to be on. I don't want to do that. So when that starts, it'll be in place and it'll be able to continue to go on and on. All right. But on that note, Mark Fuller, I hope you enjoyed the video. Share the video. Share the content. And let's go. We're going to change this world. We are going to change this world and make it better. Not just better, but make it beautiful for all people. You guys watch and see how much of the bullshit drops off. Watch and see how people change when they don't have to worry about paying bills and worrying about their children being able to get good education and worrying about getting sick and having, they can't go to work because they got sick and they can't afford to get sick because they don't have the insurance that's going to cover whatever they're sick for. Aren't you guys fucking tired of that? At some point, you got to really get tired of this shit. There is a better way. There's a better way. Mark Fuller, Free World Order. Deuce.